Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Rock Jesus pieces, but they really don't know Jesus. Just know that he's the seed, and please believe it. We got the keys to the kingdom. We'll never be defeated. Evil legions, all of these heathens and demons. I know you see them scheming, please believe it. We got the keys to the kingdom. We got the keys for these brothers rock Jesus pieces, but they really don't know Jesus. Just know that he's the seed, and please believe it. We got the keys to the kingdom. We'll never be defeated. Evil legions, all of these heathens and demons. I know you see them scheming, please believe it. We got the keys to the kingdom. We got the keys to the keys to the.
Always been trying to say Jesus Christ look like that, because we've always been enemies. Let's go there. Genesis 25. Let's go there. Start at, what is it? 21.
Genesis 25 verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived.
So why are we going back here? We're starting with our forefather Isaac. Isaac and Rebekah, they're getting Rebekah's conceiving right now, getting pregnant. Go ahead.
And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
So Rebekah just prayed to the Lord. She said, I'm barren, I can't have a child. The Lord blessed her with 2 children, but she's getting unnatural birth pains, like they fighting in the womb. She's like, if it's a blessing from God, why am I having so many birth pains? Go ahead.
And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
One, God said, because 2 nations are in thy womb, 2 separate people. Go ahead.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
2 manners of people. One's going to be like this, one's going to be the opposite of them. They're going to be separated from thy bowels. Right?
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And the one people, which you're going to find out is Jacob, which is us, are going to be stronger than the other people. Go ahead.
That's right. And the elder shall serve the younger.
Now watch that point right there, though, because it says, the elder shall serve the younger. The elder is the one that comes out what, Greg? The firstborn. Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
You said which one is going to serve? The firstborn child, correct? So now we're reading about the firstborn, my sisters right here. We're reading about the first one to come out. This is going to be the one that's going to be weaker than the second, go ahead.
That's right. And they called, and the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
So we're describing this one. It said this baby came out red and hairy. Why was the baby red? Because it had no melanin in his skin. That's right. The people of the earth, when you read from Genesis 2 and 7 on, we were all black.
That's right.
We were made from the dust of the ground. Adam came from the dust of the ground, the soil.
That's right.
The soil is what color? What color is the soil? The dust of the ground. Y'all gotta be so far away. I gotta be so shy. I'm open for them. We just here to deal with y'all and talk. We ain't gonna bite you. We just here to teach you. So, what color is the soil? If you look at the dirt that we got over there, right where that tree is at, what color is that? Brown. And the deeper you go, the darker it gets. And we was made from the dust of the ground.
That's right.
You don't pull a white man out black soil, that don't happen.
That's right.
So read this color, this one again.
And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
Okay, so it said the first child came out red. Down south, what they call the so-called white people? Rednecks. You never heard that?
Bring it up.
Don't be scared to say it. That's just a fact. They know it too. They said red is good.
And they called his name Esau.
So, this is the beginning of the so-called white race, the first Caucasian, Esau, bro.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Notice something. When his brother came out, they didn't describe his color. They only said, wow, when Esau came out, this one's red and hairy. Then when Jacob came out, they said, oh yeah, he just grabbed his heel though. Why was that? Because Jacob was black just like everybody else.
That's right.
Jacob is our forefather. If you
That's
go
right.
all the way back in our lineage into the scriptures, Jacob is our forefather. Remember, they was fighting in the womb even from the beginning. We've always been enemies. We've
That's
always
right.
been neck and neck. That's just the spirit that God put in us. Go ahead.
And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
Okay, now go to Genesis 27 to get the blessing. Genesis 27. We're going to get more characteristics of Esau to further prove that they are who we say they are according to the Bible, the so-called white man, and we are who we say we are. The so-called black people are the Israelites according to the Bible.
Yeah.
Did y'all know that? So, did you know that, Greg? I'm saying, according to the scriptures, we are the 12 tribes of Israel in the Bible.
That's right.
That's heavy because that's God's chosen people.
That's right.
Most people don't even know that God hasn't chosen people.
That's right.
But if y'all stick around, you'll get edified. Go ahead and read.
Bring it out.
Genesis 27, verse 38.
Bring it up.
And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also.
So this is Esau, the progenitor of the white race, asking his father, where's my blessing now? What can I get blessed with? Go ahead.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword...
Hold on, let's not get there yet. It said, Esau's dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Bring it out.
The fatness of the earth is the abundance of the earth. All the best locations on the earth where they live, they get the biggest houses, things like that. Is that our people or their people?
Bring it out.
Today, if you seen a mansion in Northwest DC, who you gonna think living in it?
Bring it out.
Probably not us. But when you go to Southeast Anacostia, who you probably think living
Bring
over
it
there?
out.
That's us. That's not correct. Listen, Bible policy.
That's right.
God wrote it that way. Y'all gonna find out why. That's the next question that's bubbling in your mind right now. You like, hold up. Yeah, we are in the hood. Why is that though? The Bible got that answer too. We're gonna get there. Go ahead.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
Hold up now. It said, by the sword thou shalt live. A sword is what? What's a sword? A weapon.
That's right.
Think about this. Yeah, we might run around in the streets with guns and knives and all that. Anyway, that was invented by the so-called white man anyway.
That's
Who did
right.
James Colt made the gun, the revolver?
Bring it
We
out.
didn't create that, we just used that. But they're going to a higher level. Who's going to the mathematics and the science to create nuclear weapons and atomic fission and making atom bombs and dropping bombs on nations? Is that us?
Bring it out. Wake them up.
We're not doing that. We're not,
Team.
he said the Edomites. Perfect. That's what God calls them, the Edomites. They're living by the sword. Think about this. How did they conquer this country we standing on right now?
Bring it out.
By the sword. How did they implement their policy across the earth? By the sword.
That's right.
Oh, you got anything to say? Esau just roll up with the military, couple takes, pull up, everybody quiet. That's it. That's big stick diplomacy.
That's right.
Let's go back to Genesis 25. We missed the part about the man of the field.
Bring it out.
The man of the field, go ahead.
Genesis 25, verse 27.
So we already got the color characteristics. This man lives by the sword. He dwells in the fatness of the earth. Go ahead.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter.
Now it's saying Esau, my sister's right there, my brother Greg, it said Esau was a cunning hunter. When you think about the bushcraft, the woodsmen, where all the camel on riding around with the big trucks, they got crossbows and all that going in the woods, is that usually us? Man versus wild, is that usually us? I never seen a black man versus wild. I seen a Bear Grylls, that's always Esau. Now these are good skills to have, survival skills, but usually you're gonna get that from the Edomites. Let's just keep it 100. Go ahead.
And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
And it said Jacob, our forefather, was a plain man dwelling in tents. What does that mean? He was chilling in the crib.
That's right.
That sound like us.
That's
That
right.
sound like us. Go ahead.
And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. But Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sawed pottage. And Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee.
I want y'all to watch this part. I want y'all to watch what's going on. So, our forefather Jacob is making food here, right? Y'all following? Go ahead.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage.
So Esau saying, feed me with that same red pottage, meaning it's red like me. He said, feed me that same red meat you cooking. Go ahead.
Bring it out.
For I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
That's why his name is called Edom. Edom goes into red because of his skin and that same red pottage. Hey, let's go to Hebrews 12.
Bring it
So
out.
think about this. When you cooking food, let's say I go to the restaurant with the steaks and all the burgers. Y'all usually get y'all food well done, right?
That's right.
You said no. Oh, you better duck with that one because that's an Esau. That's Edomite tendencies right there.
Bring it out.
The Edomite go up in there. That joint is tactical. Yeah, that look about right to me. That joint bleeding and all that. Not like y'all be bleeding like that. She said, heck no. Esau like that.
Bring it out.
Esau like that. Even to
Bring it
this
out.
day. Bring it out. These are facts. Go ahead.
Hebrews 12 verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat.
So remember, he said in the beginning, we're in Hebrews now. He's quoting what happened in the beginning. That red pottage he was eating, he said for one morsel of what?
Who for one morsel of meat
Esau for one piece of raw meat, right?
sold his birthright.
Sold his birthright and it fell upon us. It fell upon us. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Why is that important for us? Now the birthright is upon us. Watch this. I want y'all to feel something. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
God says for you, us, we are a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
That's
Let's
right.
break it down into small pieces. Holy means separate. The holy of holies with the most separate. Only certain people could walk in there. If not, you die.
That's right.
Holy means set apart. We are a set apart people above everybody else.
That's right.
That may seem weird to you because you think of equality. We should fight for that. We shouldn't fight for equality because we above everybody. Period.
That's right.
According to the Most High God. Let's read.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
It said the Lord God has chosen the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to be separate unto himself.
That's right.
When you choose something, you have an option. There's other nations on this earth that he created, but out of all of them, he chose us and handpicked us to be the special ones.
That's right.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Read that again, read that again. Greg, my sisters, did it say that we're supposed to be equal to all men on the earth, fight for equality? Read that.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
It said we are above all people on the face of the earth.
That's right.
So why are we fighting for the block? We own the world. Did you know that, Greg?
Bring it out.
Did you know God only created the world for us?
Bring it out.
Second Ezra.
Bring it out. Wake 'em
While we
up.
on the topic, my brothers, ¿entiendes? ¿Entiendes? ¿Solamente español? Un minuto. Right.
Second Ezra 6 verse 56. 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Oh, Greg. Did you hear that one right there? Did it go over? You want to read it again? We're going to read that again for you, Greg. Go ahead.
Second Ezra 6 verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
That's right.
What he just say right there? He made the world for our sake.
That's
Not all
right.
sakes, for our. Yeah, don't get it misconstrued. Not for all sake, because watch this. Go up to verse 54.
Verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
So we can agree that all of us on this earth, we come from Adam. Go ahead.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
But just because everybody comes from Adam, there's a specific people who God has chosen. You
That's
follow?
right.
Okay.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
They said, all this have I spoken because you made the world for our sakes, the chosen people. We are the chosen people. We just read that in Deuteronomy. You remember that, right? Go ahead.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam.
1 second. Hey, my brother in the red. What's up, my brother? I see you putting the fist up. You hearing the information coming out? All right, bro, it's time to get right. It's time to wake up for our people. Let's read.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam.
So now watch this, Greg. He said one people's chosen, that's us. But he said, as for the other people, because you probably wonder, what about the other nations he made? Go ahead.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
Whoa. Ezra said, God, you said that they were nothing. You heard that? God said the other nations are what? Nothing.
That's right.
But we are what? Chosen.
That's right.
How that make you feel, Greg? Why do you think they don't bring this book out? Why do you think they don't bring this book out and let you read these things and understand this?
Bring it out.
You see how your mind lighting up right now? That's your heart burning in you because the scriptures is here. What was he about to ask though? Go ahead. What about those? So it's a perfect and he does that deals. Let him.
They taught one way to teach us. They don't teach us the way for us to learn. They teach us. They teach us the way that they don't.
Hey, say it on the mic. Say it on the mic. Say it on the mic.
They don't. I don't feel as though they teach it the way we should learn it when we come to the book. Right? You know, because they don't want to hurt nobody's feelings when they talking about things like, hey, why'd you talk?
Okay.
You know, like that, right?
They said they don't bring this up because they might hurt somebody's feelings. Somebody like, hold up, how can he be lifted up like that? But that's the point. God made it that way.
That's
God
right.
sent you above them.
That's right.
Go ahead. I follow you. But watch this though. Understand this. Do with emotion.
That's right.
This book right here got nothing to do with emotion. It got nothing to do with how she feel, how Sally feel, how Krishna feel. It got nothing to do with nobody but the Israelites and the Most High.
That's right.
And his son Jesus the Christ. That's it. Because think about this. Give me Romans 9.
Bring it out.
What we poured out last week about exactly. Watch this. Because God is what to us? The Creator. We're His creations, correct? So it's going to be a similitude made here. It's just going to be a comparison between a potter and his creation. That's how God sees us, right?
Romans 9 verse 20. Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against God?
So remember, you just said, what if somebody might feel this way, like, how can he say that the black man, the Hispanic man, the Native American man is above all these people? But it said, who art thou, O man? You're just a man, you're not a God. Well, you're in the similitude of a God, but you're not the Most High God. It said, you as a man upon the earth, who are you to speak against the Most High God, the Creator, the omnipotent?
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
You following, Greg? It says, shall the thing formed reply against the thing that formed it? Go ahead. He's going to tell you even further.
Why hast thou made me thus? Hath not the potter power over the clay?
So he said, why hast thou made me thus? Why can't I be special just like the so-called black man? If somebody got to feel about it. It said, read the last part.
Hath not the potter power over the clay?
Have not the potter power over the clay? We were just speaking about creations. We're something that God formed out of his hand from the dust of the ground. So it's saying, just like a potter, let's say you work with pottery and you make a pot over here. And you make a toilet over here with the same porcelain. It's like, can the toilet speak back to you like, hey, Greg, why'd you make me a toilet? I don't want to be a toilet. That's nasty. Why can't I be an ashtray or something? They can't do that because you're the potter. Meaning you have what? Control over the creation.
That's right.
Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor.
So the same way a potter can make one vessel unto disgusting filth like using the bathroom and one unto fine china that you might put up as something you show off, the same way God can make Jacob the chosen seed and Esau the vessels of destruction.
That's
You understand that? You following? That's just as simple as it is right there. That's plain.
That's right.
What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
It said, what if he wanted to show his power and just created them to raise them up just to throw them down? Who can reply against that? You can't because it's the Most High's will.
That's right.
So think about this. Who's the most powerful nation on the earth right now? Like, let's go into like technology, money, things like that.
Probably China, Japan, America.
Okay, you named a couple. Who's the number one? Who's really running the whole earth right now?
Bring it out.
That's America.
That's
That's America.
That's right.
Hands down. Think about it. And which nation is over America right now?
Wake
Is that,
up!
are we over America? We talking about nations right now. Israelites, Edomites. We talking about nations. Which nation of people run America? Is that our people?
Nah, the Edomites, man.
Okay, that's clear. I was about to say, Greg, hold up. You know, you a little older than that. You should know this information. You know that one.
All those with
This ain't no trick question.
all the ones with the money
Uh-huh.
and the weapons.
Okay, he said all them with the money and weapons. Who's that? Make it plain. That's the so-called white man.
That's
Let's
right.
make it plain. Why you scared to say that, Greg? Come on now.
No, I say Edomites. All of them. I put all of them.
You drop your mask.
I say,
We're going to continue to read, Greg. Keep following them. Keep following,
I
read.
put all of them.
And that he might make known the riches of his glory.
So, that's the point, though. They're the most powerful, but why? Because he raised them up just to destroy them before our face.
That's right.
It's going to be a faith builder. Watch this. Do you remember Exodus? You familiar with Exodus in the Bible? The story of Moses?
No, you got. I might have read it somewhere.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I know we lost our connection to the scriptures.
I started learning stuff like independence when I really started.
That's fine, Greg. But watch
waking
this,
up.
though. What's the part about the Pharaoh? We say that? Yeah, it says something in Romans, right? Watch it. We're going to get a comparison. Because God does everything for a reason. It's documented in His book so we can get an understanding of what He allows us to understand. Because His ways are above us, but there's certain things He reveals to the prophets. Go ahead.
Romans 9, verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
So compare America, modern day America, to Egypt in the time of Moses. He said He raised Pharaoh up. The Pharaoh today will be the president. You following? Go ahead.
That's right.
That I might show my power in thee.
That He might show His power. And He said, yeah, I gave you power, but it's just to show my power and my glory to my people. Because if you know the story about Moses, where He's saying, let my people go and all that, you never seen the Ten Commandments?
Yeah.
And see, I knew you seen that. I knew you seen that. He said, let my people go. What happened to Pharaoh in Egypt? God put plagues upon Egypt. And I see you listening back there. You're nodding your head. You following. Come do it. Don't be scared. You won't be far away. Come deal. But God put plagues upon Egypt, just like He's going to put plagues upon America.
That's right.
Because Babylon the Great got to fall. Modern day Egypt got to fall.
That's right.
God compares it, get Revelation 11 and 8.
Bring it out.
Why am I comparing this to Egypt? God compares this to Egypt.
Teach.
This ain't nothing hidden. These things are revealed in the scriptures. The scriptures that your pastor is not teaching you.
That's right.
You following, Greg? You're looking at the sign. This is our history. This is our history, but it's also Bible prophecy. We're going to get into all of
That's
this.
right.
Let's give us a few minutes of your time. Go ahead.
Revelation 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
You see that? We're in the great city. Make America great again. We're in the great Babylon, which is spiritually what?
Which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt.
So you see that? This land is called what? Sodom and Egypt spiritually. Deuteronomy 28:68. I see you over there with the phone recording. Watch this though. I got a question for you. Hey, Greg, I want y'all to answer this. We in the great land, it said the city that's spiritually called Egypt, correct? How do we get to Egypt?
Bring it out.
How do we get to this Egypt?
On ships.
On ships. You agree with that? We came to this Egypt on ships? Okay, let's see what the Bible said about that. Thousands of years ago, read.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68.
Hey, Greg, you got to follow me on this one. We're going to tie it home. Follow me.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Remember, this is after Moses had already got us delivered out of the old Egypt. He's prophesying down the line, if y'all don't listen to God's commandments, you are going to be in Egypt again. This Egypt he's talking about, huh?
That's right.
With ships.
Oh, Greg. How did we get here? How did we get here, Greg?
Ships.
Come on now. Did I write this book?
No, on
Come on. We just here to reveal Bible prophecy. Read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
God brought us into modern day America on cargo slave ships.
Yeah.
Just like the prophecy said thousands of years ago. Meaning what? The prophecies in this book are real.
That's
This
right.
Bible is real.
That's
this is
right.
our book. We must acknowledge it. We must follow it. Read.
That's right.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
And look, remember, we came here on slave ships, and where we at? We still here.
Bring it out.
He said you're not going to see it anymore again, meaning our homeland. Because our real homeland, is, according to Galatians, you got to put it, is Jerusalem.
That's right.
We the Israelites, so Israel is our land.
That's right.
But through our disobedience, we failed. We was cast away in slavery, and now here we are. Now we at Columbia Heights Station in the cold. Now we at Incarceration in the hood. Now we out southeast in the hood.
That's right.
For our disobedience, read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So hold up, Greg. When we got off the ships, what happened to us?
We got sold to our enemies.
Just like the scripture said. So, but hold up though. It said we got sold to our enemies. Now this already came to pass, and we know. So who was the enemies that we got sold to?
Wake them up.
Who was selling us?
Tik-tok.
He said Caucasians in the Bible. They're called what? Start with an E. There you go. You follow them. The Edomites, the so-called white man.
That's right.
That is what according to the Bible. Read it again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
You shall be sold unto your what, Greg?
Enemies.
So
That's
the so-called
right.
white man, God is saying he's your what?
Enemies.
That's right.
Thus saith the Lord.
Wake them up.
So that's why we catch so much.
There you go. That's why we catch so much flack. That's why they shoot us down. That's why everything just seems like it just built against you, right, George? I mean, right, Greg? I'm calling you George. You feel like everything's built against you. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
So now for all that, it said now they're going to put you in bondage. You're going to be a bondman and a bondwoman. If I got you in bondage, you're what? What's another easier word for that? Bondage is slavery.
That's
So
right.
now read it again.
Hostage.
Yeah, but a hostage is what? You were slave to whoever got you captive. That's a captive, a slave. You're captive to their will. Go ahead.
And there ye should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen
For slave men
and bondwomen.
and slave women. Greg, you was already looking at the sign. You seen it. These are not drawings. These are actual photographs.
That's right.
And you know the history, though. We don't got to show you this. You know the history over there. You know the history.
I learned the hard way, but I learned it.
You say you learned the hard way, but you learned it. We learned the hard way because we didn't listen to God's law.
That's right.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.